Hello everyone, welcome to Hooks and Stitches. My name's Natasha. I've come on really quickly just because I've not long got home. I've shoved the tea in and now I'm just going to do a video to get it uploaded before hopefully everyone comes home and uses the internet. As some of you already know, because a couple of you are commenting, I am doing daily walking vlogs, just basically walking home, and I'm chatting about what I've been up to over the past week. And I think that's just working well because I can keep in my mind what I've talked about and then I can actually show you what I was on about at the end. So for the next 20 days essentially, I will be kind of doing that. But it makes me want to do something in the evening so then I can actually talk about it the next day, because otherwise I'm like stuck for conversation. I don't really know what to say because, you know, the walk home is pretty much the same, and other than talking about intermittent fasting, which is what I'm doing, which I don't really talk about a lot because there's not really much to say about it, I'm a bit stuck. So I'm just going to crack on and show you what I've been up to so that you at least know. Now, the butterfly, which I've been talking about a lot, I kind of thought, oh, really, I don't know if I'm losing my oomph with it or not because of the fact the legs look so big. But I bit the bullet last night and I put it together, and here it is. It's got no face at the moment, obviously, so it does look a bit bizarre. But because I've shoved pins in where I think the eyes will roughly go, but I'll figure that out when I'm actually doing it. And it looks a bit lumpy because what I've done is I've stuck the face onto essentially what is the back of the head, so that I don't have to necessarily cinch it in really tightly when it's finished, like after I've stuffed it. So like that's the bit you obviously start with because it's on there, and then you just, when you've ended, you kind of normally cast, you know, kind of sign off, as I call it, and then stuff it and what have you. So I've stuck the face over the top of that to make it easier. I'm not sure whether that's what the pattern stated because it didn't actually say, and I've been going by what the picture was like, but it showed on the picture that the top would be on the top, but I didn't sew it on like that, and I didn't realise that until afterwards. So there's my wings, and they don't actually look so bad, do they? I mean, I've been saying, let me just move the curtain a bit. It's a bit dark and dingy, isn't it? I've been saying, oh, one of the larger ones are bigger, but you can't actually tell now, and I'm actually quite pleased about that. And I can't really tell a difference now that it's been sewn up. So I'm really pleased, and I love the fact that it's worked out like that. And I've got cotton buds secured inside to make them stiff on each one, so it's just a little ridge, and so that's really good. And the arms are lovely. I've just got the antennae, and there's a little heart or something that comes down here, and a bow for the top of the head, just as little things. So obviously it's not quite finished, but I'll show you next time. But that is my progress so far, and I didn't want you to be in suspense any longer because I keep talking about it, and I'm pleased that I actually managed to find it easier than I did and just crack on with it, really, because I did think his legs were, or her legs were, quite chunky, and I still think they do, but in fairness it doesn't look too bad, does it? So it's not too bad at all. So there is that one. Now I'll talk to you about the square because it's not completed like I normally do, and I will be sorting it out later so I can show you again, even if it means I make an extra video, because I don't know. I wanted to do a weekly video, and I'm still I'm trying to. Maybe I will do a weekly video now that actually I am getting to the point where I'm talking about it every day because of the fact I'm walking, and it will encourage me to get it done. So maybe I might do another one at the end of the week or something. I'm not really sure. But the square is really tiny, so I think I'm going to have to do some more rows, because according to this one, if you remember when I did the koala one, when you put it up against it, and I know I go round the outside once, but that shouldn't make much difference, I'm still kind of like this. So I'm going to do a couple more rows to make it, to catch it up so that it's the same size as the others before I do the face essentially on it. But for those of you that want to know what it is, it's going to be a fox, if you hadn't already gathered because of the colour. But I think it's a lovely foxy colour. I thought I had some a bit darker, so I was a bit annoyed about that, but it's okay. It's still quite a nice foxy colour, and that's fine. I'm just going to do a few more rows on it because now I've realised it's a bit short. I'm just a bit gutted, so it's a good job I hadn't signed off of that one on the yarn, so I can actually get on with it and sort it out. And then that brings me to my last object that I've been working on. Let me move my stuff, sorry for the crinkling of the bag and everything. This is what I've done in double crochet, which obviously in English terms would be the treble. Instead of doing the single crochet, these are going to be the characters. So I've got the length of the brown, which is what you saw last time before I decided to do it in the longer stitch rather than the shorter stitch. And then I started and I finished the brown when I was on holiday in the summer holidays, because I take it in the car and do a few rows and then leave it, and then do a few rows and then leave it. And now I'm just still doing the red, and then now you can obviously kind of see it. I mean, this is a bit wider than what it normally suggests because I just wanted to finish the ball, and if you remember, I said that I'll show you what was left, and it was just literally this tiny little bit, which I can use for things like tails and things, and just odd bits and pieces. But I didn't, when I actually used it and went to the end, it was only halfway through a row, so I pulled that bit back. So as you can tell, it is quite a yarn eater when that's only half a row on there. So I've literally just pulled it back until the end of the row, and then signed off and made the red one. And this red I've only got this much of left, and I had two smaller balls like this, and I was just hoping that it would make the same amount of rows roughly, and rather than having a whole ball, but I knew it was the same because it was the same thickness, and I put it to the light and I didn't see a difference, so so that'll be fine in the end. So I'm just going to carry on going to the end of this one, and then I'm going to find out on the pattern, which I've left downstairs, which one is next, and I think it will be the green elf, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it, it doesn't really matter because I can show you as I go along. But so I'm hoping that that'll be enough to make the same, roughly the same amount of rows, but if not and it's a bit thinner, well then I'm not going to worry about it because it's no stress. No stress 23, isn't it? You know, and I'm not going to be that worried about it, and I'm sure that my family won't be that worried about it either. But I'm going to see. At least I don't really want to start a new ball if it means that it's only going to be a couple of rows short, because it doesn't make sense, and it also means that I would have to go and buy one because I don't have one in the Women's Institute Hobbycraft one anyway, so it's not going to matter. And the idea of this, I know I bought some browns to go with it because I wanted the Pacific browns, but I'm trying to just lessen my stash so then I can actually buy some more. You know, and so I'm just going to go with it and go through, you know, and just do it. And if it's a little bit slimmer, then it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm not fussed at all. I'm not bothered by it. So I'm going to see what happens. But this, every time I've mentioned the fact that I've been doing the red or the brown, this is what I've actually been doing. So it's not been too bad at all. And that really is all I've got to show you. Next time I'll show you that when I've completed this, and obviously when I've done the square. But as for now, that's all I've been getting up to, and I'm trying to desperately just finish bits and pieces. I want to do the tractor. The tractor is still on my mind, on my faux cut blanket, and I will be doing it, but at the moment I'm using my tablet for watching my YouTube videos whilst I'm crocheting, so in that sense catching up with it, whereas really I should I can't have the pattern for the animal square, you know, on the screen without that, so I've got to make time just to sit down and finish that little bit, and it's just a matter of organising my brain at the time. So and also not the animal square, but the tractor is the same thing, you know, because I'm following the tutorial on YouTube. So unless I'm actually focused in doing that rather than using my tablet for other things, and the same with my farm game really, whilst I'm playing my farm game I crochet as well, because you know, when I'm waiting for the things to grow and whatnot, it seems silly, but it keeps me occupied, then obviously I'm doing that whilst I'm crocheting, so I'm doing both at the same time. So it's just all a bit hit and miss, but I'm sure it will all work out well in the end, and then I'll have an abundance of things to show you, and it will be wonderful. And then you'll probably turn off halfway through because it's got too long, because I've got so much to show you. Who knows, eh? Anyway, I'm going to go. I've been talking for 12 minutes. It's literally only meant to be a short one so that I can go down, get the tea sorted and upload this before the internet gets too busy home here. So thank you very much for watching. I would love it if you could like and subscribe. I am doing my vlogs obviously for my walking, and I haven't really done very many shorts, and I know I keep saying that I'm going to show things on shorts so that it's, you know, it's better like that other blanket, and I've tried to do it as a short or tried to upload it into the community. Actually I might try it that way, because it looks like I've cut half the blanket off on my image, but I think that's just because I'm looking at it through the viewfinder thing, but I don't want to upload it if it's only like half a blanket, because that seems silly. So that's the reason why I haven't shown you the grey and white gingham blanket that I made for my friend's birthday. And oh, whilst we're talking about my friend, a friend's birthday, it's not necessarily a birthday, but I went to Hobbycraft on Saturday, and I was actually really disappointed about the fact that they didn't have very much yarn at all. It just looked like someone had gone in and ransacked it. I mean, nothing was neat. It was all chucked everywhere. It was just really bizarre. And the colours that I wanted for my, because my Sienna, who you met on, would have seen on my walking vlogs, her old teacher that she had last year is having a baby, so I said, oh, I'd love to make you something. Anyway, this specific wool that I'd had in mind, they hadn't got any, so I was pretty gutted. And she wants colours of green, blue and purples. She's having a little boy, but that's the colours that she wants, and that's all fine. And I knew that of this wonderful yarn that James C. Brett Marble baby something, they did one that was similar from what I can remember, so I'm going to have a look on Wool Warehouse and see now, because it was a total waste of time travelling 9 miles to go to Hobbycraft, because it was just such a mess and I was quite disappointed. So yes, I'm sorry that I seem to be waffling really fast and everything, but I'm so desperate to get it done and sorted. I will show you what I've done next time, and if you want to know anything, put it in the comments. If you'd like to like, subscribe and share my channel to everyone you know, that would be brilliant, because then we can just share the yarny love everywhere. And I'd just like to thank you all for coming back to my lovely channel and watching me, and for all my new subscribers, thank you so much for giving me a go, and I love every one of you for sticking with me and just for coming to my crazy little crochet channel in my little corner of YouTube. So take care, my darlings, and see you soon. Bye.